Hello, 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 and welcome to Wrestling with Entertainment. I'm James J, and if I had a hairy back, I would think my co-host would save it. Coleco Yachts. How you, Coleco?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I would shave it. I think I would help you shave it. I mean, as long as I don't need like a weed whacker or a lawnmower, then we do that. Like Gillette, sure. But if I need a deer, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. Uh, and uh, if Joey Ryan needed anything shaved, I would like to think that my second co-host would do it, Mitch Mayhem.
I'd rather have the plague. Just because I think it's funny doesn't mean I'm gay. But there's nothing wrong with being gay. Just saying.
I'm not saying that you're gay, but I'm saying that you're a mark for Joey Ryan.
Because I respect his hustle and I love what he's doing. He's monetizing his dick in a non-sexual way. How is that not cool?
No, that's very... No, it's sexual. It's just...
Okay, but it's not. No, it's not like coming on. You know what I mean? It's not porno. Let's put it that way. Okay.
It's clean porno.
He was sponsored by Pornhub. Yeah, it
is. Okay, there was no intercourse going on. It was wrestling, as far as I know.
Oh, no penetration.
Okay, I didn't say no penetration. I said no intercourse.
Like as long.
There might have been penetration even, but no intercourse.
Yeah, then this is how we're starting the show with some Joey Ryan jokes. Last
He's
week,
the man.
Last week was an interesting show. We talked about. We actually had a guest. We had Scooter Dust from the Remix, and he was talking about having us on his show for Money in the Bank, and I'm looking forward to that. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, personally, I'm looking forward to it because to me, Money in the Bank is that kickoff into the summer. You can make an argument that Money in the Bank is almost like their Big Five pay-per-view. Like, because ever since that concept came into play and they made it a pay-per-view, like that's probably like
King of the Ring, in my opinion. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and to me, I think that's probably like the most forward look to not pay-per-view that's not a big four is Money in the Bank.
It kind of took the place of King of the Ring in some ways.
Yeah, that's what my man Mitch was saying. I mean, yeah, you can make that argument. I mean, they were having some rumors about bringing back King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring or something like that, but it just won't pale in comparison to Money in the Bank because Money in the Bank is that guaranteed person that you know is going to be a big star or that the company is looking at to be that guy in the upper echelon. Someone goes from like a lower tier to the upper echelon.
Money in the Bank is a brilliant concept, and it's like to me it's honestly that in the Rumble are the only like hooks in WrestleMania are the only hooks like in a song the chorus you have a hook to get your hook
right.
Those are the only like hooks that really get me reeled in. Like the Survivor Series used to have that, and then they dropped their format. You know what I mean? Like so they just need to come out with more formats like that aren't as basic as like a match type like Hell in the Cell, Final Four. That's a match type. That's not an event. But and I think that's why I like Money in the Bank because it brings that kind of like old King of the Ring style or Royal Rumble style event to a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The last 3 years haven't been up to par with the rest of Money in the Bank history. But hopefully that'll change this year.
The women's one was brilliant. I don't care what nobody say. That was fucking brilliant. Because it was different. It was a different ending. To have James Ellsworth give her the briefcase, that was the fucking greatest heat ever. Like that they brought up. Like that was that.
At the time, hold on. At the time, I agreed with you. Hold. My dog's jumping on me. Okay, at the time, I agreed with you. But here's the problem. Did you guys know of the issue that James Ellsworth had with a underage
We are
female?
not good, Mitch. We're
Okay,
not going down.
I'm just saying. Do you? Okay, he was found guilty. He wasn't found innocent.
Yeah.
It disgusts me. Anything in hindsight, I don't want to even talk about the guy, to be honest.
I get it. I get it. I mean, I could, but this is where we have to actually separate the man from the character, right? So
they didn't do that with Chris Benoit.
Oh,
I know that.
no,
Oh
no.
Lord, here we go.
I'm sorry, you said that and it set me off because I'm a big Benoit fan. But go ahead.
What I'm trying to get at,
I still don't think he did it, but go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
But what I'm trying to get at,
just pulling conspiracies so much.
I heard shit that a lot of people haven't heard, and I'm not going to repeat it. That people heard some shit that no one is reporting.
Are you Jesse the Body Venturi now?
I'm not going into it. I'm dropping it right now. I have said nothing. I will say no more.
Okay.
Continue, Coleco.
But what I'm saying is just like, even put Ellsworth aside, that ending was totally unexpected, right? Like, no one was thinking, oh yeah, the guy's just gonna go up there, get the briefcase, and give it to her. Like that. Like, think about that. The closest to that was like when Kane did it for Seth Rollins. Okay. That was total. Well, that was total. And it got Carmella like heated, and when they took the briefcase away, like, you literally saw like her emotional frustration, right? Like when I saw, like, when they did the whole talking smack thing and they had her on there, I damn near felt sorry for her. I really did. I was like, holy shit, like, what the fuck? And then you got to go to the fucking rematch in San Diego, so that was a fucking win-win, and see her fucking win legit. So either way, like I said, I was into that one. That one,
right? And here's the thing. Like I said, though, when it happened, I agree 100%. In hindsight, I can't agree with it, but in hindsight, it was brilliant because I'll tell you why. Because like what you said, it was on another level because this was just after Me Too and all that stuff. So a man ruining the women's match and taking that glory from another woman, that's
exactly
most heated you can get at that time. So it was a brilliant move. I'll agree with you on that.
I don't care if that was like purposely or incidentally. That was like fucking.
A lot of things end up like great because they didn't plan it that way with WWE. It seems like you know what I mean. Exactly. When they don't plan it, shit thing goes good. Yeah, right. When they over plan it, that's when it goes down.
Exactly.
And once again, it was great having Scooter Dust on the show of the remix. I'd be happy to have him on again in the future.
Yeah, he's having a personal issue, and well, I hope everything gets well soon, Scooter, and we hope to have you back on the show, bro.
Yeah,
I know.
And the second thing that happened last week was all of the audio problems. You were kind of like you were Undertaker-ing us. You were coming in, you were coming out. We heard the dong.
I told you. He was a human buried alive match.
Except I didn't have Undertaker's massive dong. Take that as a pun or literal. Each way you want, it'll go. And then dong. And you heard me gratuitously cussing the whole way because my technology is so ass. My phone technology was such ass, and so I was just furious and cussing. I wasn't much of in the second half of the show, I wasn't much of a help to wrestling commentary. I was more of a teaching kids how to cuss commentary than anything. But so I apologize for that. But yeah.
Yeah, but you sound pretty good today.
Thanks, man.
Everybody hears each other. Everything is good.
Hopefully that never happens again. That was hell.
Yeah, hopefully.
For me, man. Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's start the show. What do you got for us, Mitch?
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Moment of Mayhem, brought to you by Wrestling with Entertainment. Let's get right to the news. As everyone knows, Dean Ambrose now back, known as his once known as moniker, Jon Moxley, has resurfaced on Twitter with a vignette that most people have seen by now, sparking rumors. Oh, you had? That's right, he hasn't. Sparking rumors of the future of what Jon Moxley's future has in store. Let's see here, and then just a second. So it starts out with him in his jail cell, and he's pacing, and there's some scribbles on the wall of like marking the days off the wall. And to my knowledge, I think the fans cited that, I guess, like the certain lit up scratches come out to 25 or something like that. Coleco.
Yeah, something like that, and you could also like mark it like the days counting down to like his contract.
Right, right, his release, right. But after that, he wasn't released. He broke out through quote unquote breaking down the walls, proverbially and literally, by just using all of his might to break out of the jail. Then he ran through a prison yard, with a big dog chasing him. All these puns. And he then jumped over a fence in which he caught his arm in the barbed wire, and which drew back a flashback. He rips off the barbed wire, and it reins in the return of Jon Moxley, which then cuts to vignettes of him training and shadow boxing and whatnot. And then at the end, he walks by a Viper at the end when it slowly goes MOX through a few segments. And then he walks by a Viper Room logo underneath, which has the numbers 2 and 5, which rumor has it, and fans are saying, oh, that's proof positive that he's going to AEW. And I mean, that might be a hint, but I think in terms of the big dog and the breaking down the walls, yeah, that might have been innuendo and pun, but I think wrestling fans are doing what they do best in terms of reaching a little too far. Yeah, reaching a little too much and reading too much into something. Yep.
Here's my thing. Everybody's talking about him going to AEW, but everybody overlooking the fact this motherfucker got a Twitter, yo. He did not have a Twitter at all in WWE.
Right.
Do you?
Oh,
and this is going to be lit, yo. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
But there's one part of this story that nobody has brought up. I have not heard anyone bring this up.
You got an exclusive for us, Mitch?
Well, it's not really. I just figured it out a few days ago that I haven't heard anyone bring up. This isn't so much an exclusive as it is a light bulb that just went off in my head, and it's obvious. Where is Jon Moxley from?
Cincinnati,
Vegas.
Ohio?
No, Las Vegas. He lives in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in Vegas, but he's from.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. He is from Cincinnati, but he lives in.
But he lives in Vegas. So, just saying. Where's AEW? Yeah, it's Double or Nothing.
That's
Vegas.
true. And I'm thinking, we've talked about they need big names to get a TV deal.
Mm-hmm.
Jon Moxley is a pretty big name, and I would probably give him a lot of money to get him on my show to get that TV deal.
That would be a huge deal. And if that is, if he was negotiating, because we don't know, this is all just rumor, as we know. Yeah. If he was negotiating with AEW somehow, I'm sure he wasn't offered any less than a lot more than what he was making in WWE. So, yeah.
Well, if Cody was a part of the deal, it was $1 million he was offered.
But I think that
I think it's more than that. I don't think that is the correct. Yeah.
But I don't think it's more the money than is
opportunity and creative control. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't see it as because he doesn't seem to me. Look at how he dresses. It's not like he's right.
He's actually an artist. Sorry.
Yeah, he's the art. Yeah, you're right. He's into the art. I think he's more into trying to figure out because it was funny. There were the rumors he was tired of being Dean Ambrose hokey. No. He was hokey.
Yeah, It was the creative. He felt like he couldn't do himself. He couldn't be himself and be the character he wanted to be because the writers were putting him in stupid, corny, dumb gimmicks like that gas bullshit.
Right, but here's what I'm gonna say that's gonna make the big difference is that he played his hand. He just shut the fuck up. He played his hand.
And waited till his contract ended, and then he did it. Yep.
And then he did it.
I agree with you.
And double fold because he has the luxury that if he wants to go back, they'll take his ass back.
And you know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that? Right after they announced it, and everyone was like, I don't know. This is a work. This might be a work. Right after it was announced, it was also announced like below in finer, like kind of lower print. However, we are very hopeful that Mr. Jonathan Good will return to us in the near future or some shit like that.
Exactly. That's
so they're trying to keep that bridge open, man. They are trying hard. So that tells me they know where he's going, and they were trying to keep him from going there because it's competition now. And
it seems like they're trying to keep everybody from going there.
Well, you know what?
Well, yeah. One of my next story, I'll bring someone else got snagged up recently, but or actually yesterday.
Okay.
But,
I think of a name like Ambrose is going there is a lot. It's a way different than like let's say like Damian Sandow going there, right? It's totally like you know what I'm saying, like.
Sandow already went and tried blew his load, so to speak, and left, and he lost his heat that he had.
But I'm just putting this out. I'm just putting this out there. They already got Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho. If they give Dean Ambrose and possibly, maybe CM Punk
a
shitload of money to come, who else do they need? Those are like really big names. So,
but I don't. Punk ain't going nowhere. Punk ain't doing shit. He's sticking to UFC. I swear to God, he's burnt out. Like
if they pay him enough money for enough dates, he will do it.
I've always been consistent with this. Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry, Coleco. But real quick, I've always been consistent. Everyone has, this, Coleco. Every week it sounds like since CM Punk left WWE, it seems like every week someone's saying, confirmed, CM Punk return, confirmed. He's coming back. I have been consistent from day one. CM Punk ain't never going back to WWE, even if he's dead, unless they have to carry his corpse onto TV. Because of what they did to him, he's never going back. They fired him on his wedding day.
I don't think he cares.
He's going to hold back. No. Oh, his birthday. Was his birthday or his wedding day?
I think it was his wedding day.
It was his wedding day. But my reasoning is, if you really know why CM Punk is not going to go, just watch his documentary.
Yeah,
the way that he talks, as in when he ends relationships, he doesn't just end the bitch. He blows the bridge up. I saw it. He's putting C4 to that bitch and like, yo, we out. It ain't coming. Like, when I see him,
he said, I am not ever going back to WWE. It's because of how they treated him. And I get it. I don't understand it. I heard the Colt Cabana podcast about what they did. It disgusted me as a former wrestler. It's funny. That's scary too. It's indicative of what I brought up a few weeks ago. How wrestlers will push. They'll push themselves until they die. For this business, they will, and so
just look at Ric Flair.
The people who work behind the scenes have to do their fucking job and hold them if they're hurt or if something's wrong. They have to hold them back from competing because if it's up to them, they're gonna fucking compete no matter what.
Yeah,
it's
just
like
a Ric Flair.
For your people, your employees' health or your independent contractors' health for.
Yeah, but I think they're just getting to that now, though. I think.
Yeah, but they were forced to. They didn't do it by themselves. They were forced to by the current business climate, and that's unfortunate.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say they were forced to by the way
but
you look at how the NFL. Yeah, they shouldn't have been forced to.
That's just saying they're doing it just for the optics, so they look better. They don't give a fuck. Or they would have done it sooner.
True.
Possibly. All right.
That's what it tells me.
So next topic.
Yeah. So all right. So I'll cover what I was just alluding to just a second ago. WWE has thrown a reported around $2 million at Goldberg for the next Saudi Arabia show, just to keep him away from AEW. Quote, Vince believes Goldberg is the only name left that can skyrocket AEW's name from WCW's past to really help AEW and affect WWE. So they threw whatever money necessary to lock up Goldberg.
Well, that's just stupid. Why would AEW think that?
That's the Vince McMahon mentality. Buy everyone and sit on them.
But why would they think that Goldberg would be any value to AEW?
Because Goldberg is a name?
Yeah, he was the WCW.
He's a mainstream name.
Dude, they are doing WCW throwbacks, James. If you want to talk WCW throwback, you look no further than Goldberg.
But if WCW was any relevance, they'd still be in business with Goldberg at the helm.
Okay, hold on. They're going on nostalgia. They're not reigniting WCW 2.0. They're using old stars to boot a new, to help a new product with name recognition. So they did like interviews and stuff like that. But yeah, no wrestling or in-ring stuff.
I just think it'd be really stupid just to pay Goldberg to come to your company.
Right? Well, if they did,
it would make sense. It would make sense for them to have him as StarCast to get more people to come in, and they go, StarCast. I'm already here for StarCast. I might as well stay for the AEW show.
I thought you were saying
but AEW sold out.
I thought you were saying you didn't know how you could understand WWE giving Goldberg that much money. AEW giving Goldberg that much money? Dude, I understand. You need to WWE. If you don't get a Goldberg, you got to get a Sting or someone that was a high-level WCW guy for nostalgia purposes, in my opinion. You got to get that.
And that was the thing, because I remember I was reading remember when Undertaker was supposed to be there and Vince canceled that bitch real quick.
And Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
But they brought him Bret Hart.
But that wasn't even Conrad didn't even ask for Bret. Conrad asked for Shawn Michaels.
Conrad asked for Vince. He said
either Vince or Shawn Michaels. He said
he was one. He
No, he wanted Vince, Stephanie, and Shane. He wanted the whole.
But I get it because
that's not happening. We know this.
I know it's not happening, but I get why he reached that far, because when you get so many people to buy those tickets for Undertaker, because he already rarely comes out.
I understand it. I would be pissed if I was Conrad. I'd be
pissed.
I'd be I'm fucking with my business now, WWE, and I'd be like, okay, now I get why people shit on you.
That's another dude hustle I respect, Conrad Thompson.
Conrad.
Yeah, without doubt.
Dude, like I said, he brought me to podcasting in terms of with Bruce Pritchard and Bruce Pritchard.
Bischoff and Shivani, all of them.
Bruce's in 2016 is what really made me listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts and get into it,
Oh yeah, because he asked
the world. But no, that was before it was a following. On episode 1, I just started because of the format. It was the closest thing we could get to Vince McMahon. It was the guy in Vince McMahon's ear for 20 plus years,
Well, look at the upside. When he gets fired again, we have brand new stories.
Well, I don't think it's gonna happen for 10 years.
I think he's gonna.
Someone needs Vince to scratch his ass as he gets older.
It's gonna be a story. Roman Reigns.
He won't be able to reach. He won't be able to rotate his shoulder fully from all his fucking injuries. So he needs Bruce to do it, and Bruce will touch that ass.
Doesn't he just have a professional ass scratcher? If he has a professional ass shampooer, then he has a professional ass scratcher.
He had people kiss his ass in a Kiss My Ass Club in 2002. I'm sure he has a lot of kinky stuff.
Yeah. I know. He's into that freaky shit.
He is into that, yeah. Right?
I see you, Vince.
He's into
that
power
freaky
shit. Yeah, he's into power shit, obviously.
Alright, so back to Goldberg, Hunk, obviously getting him for the Saudi Arabia show was a big deal because they couldn't get Yokozuna scheduling conflicts.
They were asking for Yokozuna. They wanted Bam Bam Bigelow. They wanted the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior.
What? They didn't want Adam Bomb?
Or Crux?
Yeah, unfortunately, scheduling conflicts couldn't get those guys.
How dare they besmirch? Oh, am I fucking that up? Besmirch the name of Doink the Clown. I fucked that one up.
What about the honky tonk man? I mean,
he's kind of relevant from recent.
Might as well get the Mounties popping out there like the 1, 2, 3 kid.
DCO's relevant.
Yeah. Hey, but might as well get the on Sheik. He's still mobile.
I know they could have got the Sheik.
Fuck you in the ass. I'll make you humble.
Hell, Bob Backlund. Why not Bob?
That's a main event anyway.
That's Iron Sheik's tagline. That's what he's known for. I fuck you in the ass. I make you humble.
We just made our own Saudi Arabia show right here.
I know.
Hey, you racist! He's from Iran, not Saudi Arabia.
But I get it because Saudi Arabia, they're the Middle East, third world country. They're looking at the throwbacks. But I can tell you who damn show gonna be on that show. Jinder Mahal. That motherfucker gonna be a whole town here.
Wait, no. Wait, you do know India and Saudi Arabia don't like each other, right?
It don't matter. That motherfucker, they're gonna push him and the Singh brothers out that hole.
Wait. There's cultural. Wait. I have to real quick. There's a huge cultural difference between Saudis and Indians. They're not like the same. They're not. Indians and Muslims are different, and Arabs they're all different. They're different religions. They don't intermix. They don't like each other. So no, he's not a Pakistani or Saudi Arabia.
They pushed Jinder ass out there last year. I know that for damn sure.
But he was Intercontinental Champion at United States Champion, so he kind of
and he was coming off the heels of his world title match. His world title.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I remember they brought back Daivari, and they had to apologize because the people just didn't like him.
Exactly.
They brought the what back?
Daivari.
Yeah.
Daivari.
Oh yeah. That's a shame because I like Sean Daivari, but I understand it.
Yeah. All right. Next piece of news, Mitch.
All right. Oh, here's a big one. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's see if I. Yeah. This might be. I mean. Okay, I don't want to say anything. It's an exclusive. You, the viewer at home, can be the judge for yourself on that if you've heard it or not. But update on the Luke Harper contract situation. And I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about what I have coming up for tonight as we go. So, Luke Harper update. Rumors have it that Vince pulled Luke Harper. Okay, so let me rephrase that. The whole mess of why Luke Harper asked for his contract release goes a lot deeper than what we thought. A lot deeper. Vince initially pulled Harper from... Harper was supposed to have a feud with Sami Zayn after WrestleMania 35, but he was pulled from it after Vince throwing Luke Harper into the WrestleMania 35 Andre the Giant Battle Royal the last minute, and then being literally disgusted by his performance for missing spots. Like, he missed 4 spots that he was supposed to do. And not just that, but apparently Vince McMahon has held something against him for 4 years in the fact that 4 years ago, he asked Luke Harper to create and perform a Southern accent, to which Luke Harper could not successfully do so, and Vince reportedly is holding that against him really bad. And because of all of that, and the fact that he had a horrible match in Vince's eyes against EC3 in his last dark match, he wasn't even put on our show roster. He was not put on a roster. That's why Luke Harper asked for his release.
Well, I think the thing about the accent, that's just some silly shit rumor and innuendo.
Right. That's yeah. Let me real quick. That is not me reporting that as for myself. That's me reporting what I heard. That's not from my sources. Let me clear that up.
Yeah. No.
I mean, they already got exit on there. His name's AJ Styles. That shit pops out like a motherfucker.
Right? Oh, but that's because that is AJ Styles. Luke Harper is not a Southerner. I mean, he doesn't have the talk of it. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that.
That's like me trying to get this bomber clot accent on.
Right? That's like me trying to come up with an Arkansas accent because my grandma and grandpa and dad grew up in Arkansas. You know?
It's Arkansas, not Arkansas.
Northwestern Arkansas. In California, you say it however you want to fucking say it.
Arkansas.
So, yeah, I could understand him having a grudge for him not having the matches Vince wanted him to have. But just the accent thing is just silly as shit. That's Dave Meltzer rumor and innuendo.
But here's the thing, and Vince needs to realize his shit does stink like the rest of ours. He's not a king. I think that's the problem.
Not true.
And why, have you eaten his shit? Have you tested it out for yourself?
No, but if you're a billionaire, you have somebody to clean that shit. Makes it smell beautiful.
Well, that's why Bruce Pritchard's back, right?
Oh,
so, anyways.
Throwback night, WWE, baby.
But yeah, he needs someone to get those far-reaching crevices. Bruce will do that. So that was the Luke Harper incident. And here's the thing, Luke Harper is such a great talent, and Vince is showing his how do I put this? Is losing it with the times. He doesn't have his pulse on the product like he did in late 90s. And even then he was forced to, but I feel like he's lost touch, and he needs to listen to other people that understand the current day wrestler and current day environment.
Yeah.
That's what Triple H's for.
He hasn't done a lot of good. Here's the problem with that. He's also family, so he can't tell Vince what he really thinks and what really should be done because he's worried about what Vince will do in his personal life.
I mean, he kind of can. I mean,
but no, he's kind of been a bitch to Vince his whole life. He's been a yes man. He really has.
Oh, before he married Stephanie, he was a yes man.
That's what.
Come on.
Well, when you get power, it's easy to then be like, oh, well, maybe then now I can ask him this or that. But he doesn't.
Man, why y'all doing it like that, man? That's a hustle I respect.
I don't say I don't respect.
He hustled in the Stephanie boy. I'll tell you that, but
okay, well, I feel bad for China. That I don't want to go into that.
Yeah.
That makes me sad. No, I did a show with Joni Laura, so I talked to her and met her. But she was a very, how do I say, her soul, she had a beautiful soul. She was a really sweet person. And it just hurts me that good of a person can be mistreated. It really destroyed her. Whatever happened, destroyed her, guys.
Yeah, I get it.
It sucks, but...
It fucking sucks.
She was never the same. It was horrible because, yeah. But anyways, I'm sorry, yeah.
Well, yeah, going from Triple H to X-Pac would ruin anybody's mental health.
Well, no, that's not it. It was the fact that was her first love, that she was head over heels. And then for all of a sudden, with a snap of a finger, for him to cheat out of nowhere and then it's over like that. And then there's no closure, there's no, well, why? You know what I mean? Like she has to process all of that, and it just overloaded her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snap a Thanos right there, boy.
Right?
That's that.
Yeah, that is a Thanos snap, right? Fuck, that's horrible. Wow,
yeah.
That's chaos snap for sure.
So, Vince being, is he just being Vince McMahon and you're not doing this and that right, or is he just being paranoid because of the AEW effect?
He doesn't want.
I think both.
Okay, here's what I can confirm from what I know personally. He doesn't want AEW to grow to even being a competitor like WCW did. He blames himself for not putting the kibosh on WCW before they started challenging them, so to speak. So,
yeah, but he didn't have that kind of power. He has that kind of power now.
I beg to
Yeah,
differ.
because he has a different power,
But
which is the
now,
power
okay, well,
of the holders.
and he has a flat out monopoly now. So, I mean, until AEW, he had a monopoly on the higher tier.
So, what are we looking at here, Mitch? Is Luke Harper going to be on WWE TV sometime in the future, or are we
Oh, hell!
Here's the I'll tell you right. It's Coleco. Don't worry, I got this. So here's the situation, and this is also with you know what's up, and this is also with the Canales. They not only are they sitting on their contract and quote unquote niveling them, but get this, James. Add injury to insult, or insult to injury, whatever you want to say. Not only are they not giving him his release, they're saying that his time off that he had with his injury, that he owes that 6 months back to them now. So they retroactively added 6 extra months to his contract.
So this is good. We're not going to see Luke Harper anywhere for around a year.
A year and a half, maybe a year and a half.
Shit.
At least, yeah.
Unless
it would have been a year had they not tacked on that extra half a year.
That?
That was messed up.
Yeah.
That clause, I can't believe they have clauses in those contracts to where they could take your injury time and add it to your contract. Because you're not free to be a true independent contractor. That's just, to me, that is a misjustice. That's a crime. In my opinion, that's a crime, and it should be illegal. It should be illegal.
It shows you where they're at right now.
WWE is taking advantage of the independent contractor thing, and I think because of the Sean Oliver piece, that and maybe it might take a new president too, that for them to get cracked down on. It might take a new president.
I don't see it that way, because they've done that. They've been doing that for years. They did that with Rey Mysterio
but
8
they're
years
breaking
ago.
the laws. That's illegal. You shouldn't be doing that. That's not the way independent contractors work. They are breaking the law. And they shouldn't.
Exactly.
To break the law for so long. That doesn't mean that they should be allowed to continue breaking the law.
But that's the thing, though. That's what WWE did. They got everyone as independent contractors, so everything is individualized.
Well,
so
hold on.
They did
that
contract.
They did that in '85 in WrestleMania 1 before before all the independent territories went away. That was a tactic for something else, and that it would take forever for me to explain it. So honestly, that's an outdated aspect of looking at it, because that's an outdated form. They're using that to exploit workers and pay them less or give them less benefits, in my opinion.
I mean, but the fact that
that's what's happening.
I get what you're saying, but my thing is this:
it's not just happening in wrestling; it's happening everywhere in corporate America. But go ahead, sorry.
They choose to sign that contract, bro.
Okay, but they were the monopoly for so long. So any wrestler who has a dream is gonna take whatever shit they have to take.
That's not true.
So
Bucks made it. Kenny made it. Cody left and made it.
But this was after AEW. This is when AEW became a factor. I'm talking about when they thought there was no life outside WWE. Because for a while,
that's my thing. Was there a life outside before the Young Bucks made it? Was there a life out there?
Right. You're right.
And that's my point.
Others should have been that way earlier, but they didn't. But Young Bucks, Kenny, Cody, Marty, and
Joey Ryan, our penis guy.
So many. Penelope, yeah. All right, Joey Janela, MJF. I can go on and on. They all, they did it on their own, and they're here now. They made it to the top, and they were the first. And there's probably going to be many more in their way now. They paved the way, in my opinion.
Yep.
They're kind of like in court how there's what do you call it? Like old laws, they judge old laws on like on the same
precedent.
Precedent. That's the word I was looking. Thank you, Coleco. You saved mine. I was having a brain fart. On precedent. On if it's happened before. Exactly. Thank you, Coleco.
All right, Mitch. What's the next piece of news?
Okay, sorry. All right, and then here we go. Okay. everyone has heard. Let me get back on my page here. Sorry. Okay, I'm sure everyone's heard about the Lio Rush incident, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, well, there's some more details into that.
Okay then.
Okay, so everyone knows about the obvious locker room trouble with Lio Rush, and so the whole thing behind that, he actually went public and said, gave an interview saying that in his eyes, it's because everything that's happening to him, which I will get to in just a second, is because, quote unquote, there's a guy from ROH that's now in WWE who's had it out for me for years, and now he's got the control. So he's kind of blaming it on everyone but himself. But I have it under good authority that Finn Balor and Mark Henry both approached Lio Rush and tried to help him as a younger wrestler and give him guidance, and told him that him bringing his friends, family, and allowing his wife to dress in the women's locker room was affecting him at business and was making him look bad. And to which, hold on, yeah, to which he said to at least Mark Henry, "I don't work for you, I work for Vince." And so if you're Mark Henry and you're trying to help a guy and he responds like that, I'd get mad too. And recently, he's been bitching about money issues, but we learned he turned down a $300,000 contract because he wanted double that. And he's been spending all of his money. That's why he doesn't have any. It's his fault, not WWE or anyone else's. So what's your guys' thought on that?
Where do I want to go with it?
Yeah, wherever you want to start, Coleco.
Because
could I just speak for a moment? I go on record and say that I've never liked Lio Rush, because Lio Rush is the reason I like Marty Scurll so much. That's because he wrestled Marty Scurll, and I was like, if Marty beats this guy, I'll be Marty's fan forever.
But you gotta say, you can't buy your own bullshit in wrestling. Wrestling is a work. If you start to think you're the god, and he has a god complex. There's no easy way to put it. He has a god complex. He thinks
he's a little shit. That's the problem.
But here's the thing: no one else, even the top names, aren't bringing their own wives and family into the locker rooms and forcing them upon the superstars. He is. And then when people ask him not to because it's making him and others look bad, he tells them to fuck off, basically. That is, I mean, he hasn't even, he's a valet for Bobby Lashley. He thinks he is the shit. He doesn't know his ass from his elbow. He's got a lot to learn in this business, and I don't think he's going to go much further with this attitude.
Yeah, is he the next Enzo Amore here?
Except Enzo.
No, Enzo.
Used his mouth to get back into it. Yeah. Enzo is crazy like a fox. I admit it. I hate
but
him.
at least Enzo is entertaining and could actually work a match.
When I said, okay, what I meant to say was, because I didn't clarify that. Okay, Lio Rush is crazy, like cuckoo crazy. Enzo is crazy like a fox. He's smart as fuck.
Yeah.
Enzo knows what he's doing, and it's strategic. He's doing it for a reason.
To a degree. But
no, he did that shit in the WWE for a reason, because it got him recognized by ROH. So.
Yeah. Well, Lio Rush is just, again, I'll say, I've never liked him. I always thought he looked like he had a bad attitude, and now my personal feelings are coming out into the news.
Well, he's one person I do not know, and I've never met the guy. And it sounds from what my friends have told me about that I wouldn't like meeting the guy. But I don't personally I don't have that personal experience. So I don't know, but from people that I trust, that I would trust with my life, and I trust them with, like I said, I trust him to the end of the world. He's a scumbag. And he doesn't care about the people who came before him, and he shows no respect.
All right. Okay. This is going to sound wrong. However, I can see both sides of this argument.
Oh, wow.
And here's why.
I'm just gonna take it in, yeah.
I see how everyone is saying, yeah, he should pay his dues, respect his elders, do whatever they're saying, and you are like, right. I get all of that, but the thing that's been prevalent and no one hasn't been noticing in the media is that these people are dying in fraternities because of hazing. These people are dying in boot camp because of hazing. You see what I'm saying? So I know
that, man.
And me as a veteran, I can see it because I can see someone with that power taking it too far.
People that just being held in jail cells,
life, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say, like, yeah, I get his point. If it wasn't like something where his life was going to be in danger, yeah, I get it. A little bit of like,
yeah, but I don't see where his life was in danger.
But that's my point. I can't get into his mind to where he feels.
Well, that's why to me it comes up as a egotistical. I'm better than you. And
exactly.
I'm a god. I'm a god.
But in actuality, he's actually right because he can sit there and say, "Yo, I don't work for you. You're not signing my checks."
But
and he had a right, to say that. As much as it rubbed people wrong.
But here's the thing, Coleco. You have a good point there. But it's how you have to agree with me on this. It's how you present yourself with your argument.
Exactly. And I get that point. But
you don't yell the you go with respect. And yeah.
Right. With tact. There's a difference between tact and not tact. I get that part. But I could also almost, I'm not going to say that he's right, but I could also
understand his aspect, right?
I understand his aspect because he's coming into it thinking it's a corporation, it's a business. I'm signing my check. Yo, I'm here to work. I'm not here to be someone's rookie. I'm not here to be someone's this. I'm here to do my job and go home. I get it.
And okay, here, real quick. Hold on. Real quick, if I can finish. I'm sorry, guys, real quick, because I'll forget this. Here's the problem, though. I get it if it's just the corporate between you and that corporation. But here's what's happening. By doing what he's doing, he's inadvertently, whether he knows it or not, he's disrespecting the people who did it before him. And that's shitting on them. They had to go through it, so why the fuck shouldn't he?
I get that point. But But being like, I could see his shoes, me being a junior Marine, and people having me do shit that I not right, right?
Marine.
No. And this is where I usually don't put my story into it, but this is where I have to put my story into it, right? So I had a guy who was superior to me, and me being a junior guy, you know, in Iraq, by the way, like life is in danger.
Right.
So this guy,
my best friend was in Iraq. Yeah.
So this guy would be like, "Yo, you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning."
Right. I know how it works. Yep.
When you get up, I want you to wake me up.
Well, I don't know how it works. I've heard. Yeah.
And then I'm looking at him like, "Bitch, I'm not your personal alarm clock." Like,
but they treat you like that.
I have to get up. Yeah, that's my point. But they will treat you like that, right?
They'll treat you like
Exactly. So I could get the concept because I've been there. Now I'm not going to say whether
right,
and I'm not going to know whether it's right or wrong.
You just understand.
But I can see his process. It may have rubbed people the wrong way because he didn't present it in a presentable argument. I get you there, but I could also get where he was coming from.
And I understand your aspect of looking at it. I get where you're coming from that. I don't agree. But I still.
He could have did it with a little bit more class.
Yeah, I still don't agree with it.
They could have came to a middle. You see what I'm saying? Like if he was just blunt and saying "fuck you" and piss off.
And here's the thing. And if he had exerted all other possibilities and then gone public or then done something about it, then he had a crutch to stand on, in my opinion. You know.
I'm just gonna say that, you know, if he was a little bit bigger in the company, if he walked he would maybe have a right to say that. But especially to a former world champion like Mark Henry. But he's a glorified valet at this point for Bobby Lashley that he's not even doing a good job at. Because if he was doing his job, Bobby Lashley would have a lot more heat than he would have right now.
Yeah.
And usually he's just again, if this was somebody that had a good reputation in the background, a good worker, then yeah, he has that case, but he hasn't done shit in WWE.
I get it.
And usually when okay, so when you are working your way up, and Lio Rush just came to WWE about a year ago, right?
Yeah.
So he's considered a newbie. You work up and you earn your capital, so to speak. So when you become a vet of certain stature, then you can use that capital to speak up. So that you've got to earn it.
Yeah. One other analogy is like The Miz. He got drawn out of the locker room by Chris Benoit.
He earned it, right?
Yeah, and then he put his head down, he shut up, he did his work, and he became a world champion.
That's why I have a lot of respect.
But the Miz climate is different than today's climate. Because when you see
because 10 years ago you would get your ass kicked for $100.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
and that happened to me. So yeah.
The climate of hazing and the climate of it's totally different.
The shit that happened that I witnessed.
It's a whole different world, bro.
Yeah,
so I get it. I get it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say I get it.
Real quick, sides. I'm glad you brought that up. 13, 14 years ago, I was in a locker room. The climate, if shit happened today, just one incident that would happen back when I was wrestling, it would be front page news. Shit was happening that nowadays wouldn't be thought of back then. It's just crazy, but it's so good. It's crazy in a good way. How much the business has changed for the better. It just sucks for people like us who came in at that worst time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Before it evolved. Yeah.
But I just wish that they could have came to a medium rather than being binary.
Because I came in 2004, right?
Right. So that was my point that I was trying to make. It doesn't have to be an either or. It could have been yo, I get it.
I get
you see this company, and then maybe and I could see maybe they approached him and he took it that way. You see what I'm saying? So I just wish they had negotiated it out where it's yo, look, I get it. You come here, you do your job, you feel like you made it, but these little subtleties that we do is just for somebody to humble the Sims. Finn Balor, I get it because he was in a dojo, so he is a So that's discipline to the one extreme.
Yeah.
The dojo will whoop. That's what Lio Rush needs. He needs the freaking dojo, bro. He'll learn quick about respect. Yeah, he'll learn quick about respecting the dojo.
But that's my point. That's my point. And when I'm seeing and I'm a little bit in the news, and when I see all these people going, "Oh my God, this dude died because of hazing. He drunk himself to death. They hazed him to death. They left him hanging and all this stuff." You see what I'm saying? So it kind of changes how the climate deals with all that, right? It's not as black and white as it used to be.
You're right.
And that's something WWE has to deal with.
You're right.
And that's something that Lio Rush has to deal with. So I just wish
that great angle. With it not being the precedent of it not being handled, it needs the first person to do it needs to do it right. Otherwise, it hurts everyone else that comes after them.
Exactly. And Lio Rush is from Baltimore, so I know that motherfucker ain't taking shit from nobody. So I get
he's from the burbs.
I get it. He's from the DMV. He bro, I didn't dodge these bullets for to be fucking serving somebody. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
It changes a lot, right?
Yeah, You're right. You're right.
That's-
When you have to fight to live on the street and like fight for your next meal, it changes who you are as a person on a molecular
exactly.
level.
So,
All
Yeah.
right, Mitch, what's your next story?
So okay, sorry.
So,
Okay, I thought Coleco was trying to finish something up, but okay. Anyways, real quick to end, we have two last real quick stories here to end the unending moment of mayhem. So we might need to come up with another name for this so we can
the Owl
justify
of
being this
Mayhem.
one. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we're
right.
coming up on.
Hey,
I was gonna say the never-ending story.
Yeah.
you asked for the contract to stretch, so I'm just doing as you asked, my friend. So, so okay, Rich Swann has signed a new 2-year deal with Impact.
Oh, cool.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then last but not, oh, sorry, any comments?
Oh no, I love
handle this.
I love this story. I love this story because both of his parents died before he was even
Right.
an
Yeah.
adult. He had to deal with like drugs. See, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like these are these things where it's like what a product of your environment shapes you, whether it's for better or for worse.
And
for him to be in the WWE ended up being for worse. And you see what I'm saying? So it's
and then
just
Mia
like
Yim got him fired.
Yep. And then next
I
thing
don't
you
want to
know,
go into that because I like Mia Yim. Mia Yim's never. Yeah, I don't want to go into that.
but I get her. But I get her side too with the whole.
Yeah.
See, you're saying so. Everybody's shaping everything, and no one's really gaining empathy for each other, right? Like everyone's just.
They're not seeing it from each other's angles. They're just hardening their own angle.
Exactly. They're just trying to solidify where they came from.
It's like
rather than
Republicans
going,
and Democrats. Yep.
Exactly. Pretty much how this country is. But anyways,
Yep. Yep. Okay. So last but not least. Okay. This is not good news for AEW if he is not cleared in time. Pentagon Jr. was injured at the latest Impact Wrestling tapings.
Oh shit.
And yeah, it could be to where it keeps him from the Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers match, and so stay tuned. We don't know about that. Yeah, that's one of their main matches so far. So
yeah, that's a main event match.
No, Omega and Jericho.
Well, it's one of them.
Right, it's one of them, but it's not the main.
It's Cody versus Justin.
No, the main one to me is Jericho and
Omega.
That's the one that everyone is like for the majority. That's the one that's gonna.
But the second one.
Yeah, the others will appeal to certain others, but not as much as Jericho and Omega.
I would say Jericho and Omega.
Appeal they got from New Japan.
The Bucks versus Lucha Bros, and then Page versus Pac.
And I predict there's gonna be a lot of surprises. I don't want to go into prediction business, but yeah, Marty Scurll, I would bet my left nut that he'll be there. And we've already talked about Dean Ambrose. So yeah, the revival's not going to be there for a while, whether they want to or not, because they're locked up until 2020, like April 2020, I think.
2020, really?
Around April of 2020, right?
Okay.
Yeah, around WrestleMania time next year. So.
Well, I just heard that they offered them new contracts, but they didn't.
Yeah, they offered new 5-year deals to their extension on top of their current deal, because they already have a current deal that it goes until next April.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yep, and that is the Mayhem Report, Moment of Mayhem, whatever it's going to be called next.
Never-ending story.
Right, back to you, James.
The Mayhem Iron Man Report.
Oh, what?
The Iron Man Report.
That sounds like a gay porno.
Oh, of course you would recommend that.
You said on man.
No, I said Iron Man.
Iron Man.
But your list made it sound like on man.
The Iron Man.
I'm sorry, buddy. It's just.
Don't you, Joey Ryan?
Alright, and that has been the Mayhem Report. Now it's time to we'll be wrestling with the Crockett Cup.
I was going to say oxygen. No. Like
this was a really fun pay-per-view in my eyes. I thought this was really cool. It was kind of like we got into the way back machine to an old-timey NWA show.
Yeah, it was pretty much Hot Tub Time Machine, and even the bracket itself was all hot. The bracket, the bells, the match, the aura, all of it was screaming 1984. So if you were into 16 Candles and Back to the Future, this was your shit, boy.
1984 was my birth year.
Yes, same here.
And one of my, I think my favorite part of this paid preview was Jim Cornette on commentary. Because he was like, damn, we got heel motherfuckers and babyface motherfuckers, and they're fighting for belts.
No one can do it better.
Belts.
That's the best.
They're coming out of a box, and they're going to get over. Yeah, I trust me.
We had the Rock and Roll Express, and they sold that motherfucker, and there was motherfuckers hanging from the ceiling. And then after the show, we went to get a double cheeseburger with double cheese, double mayo, double onion. Motherfucker.
But real quick, no, that made me think of, I forgot last week we were talking about the John Oliver thing. My favorite part of that made me crack up the most, that like reminded me of like a joke that I would make, was when they showed the picture of Jim Ross in a tuxedo and Michael Hayes in a suit. And he says, Jim, what are you doing in a tuxedo? Michael, you're looking good. You're living your truth. I love that. Yeah, you're living in your truth. Carry on.
I don't think Michael Hayes hasn't lived in his truth his whole life.
Yeah, he's been authentic. That's one thing you can't say bad about Michael Hayes.
Him and that fanny pack has been authentic forever.
Do.
Hey, Michael Hayes.
Oh, real quick, I realized that a long time ago, a couple years ago, when it first came out, like that thing about Michael Hayes, if you do the Samoa Joe theme song, you can do it to the Michael Hayes. Listen, do. And so it's basically just the Samoa Joe theme.
Okay. I'm going to listen to that from that.
All right, on to the Crockett.
Yeah.
All right.
First matchup was the tag team battle royal. Royce Isaac and Thomas Latimer won. Don't know who those guys are.
Well, Bram, right?
That's Bram.
Bram?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's Charlotte Flair's ex-husband.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she got married twice.
Yep. Okay, I need to.
But that's okay, because real quick, as I was telling them, and I'll tell the fans real quick right here. I don't care. I didn't even know that until recently that PCO was Pierre Carl Ouellette of the old Quebecers until recently, which I'm ashamed of, but I have to say that because it's true. But
yeah, where have you been?
No, when he lost the vest, the Quebecer vest, he wasn't the same. He didn't look the same. He looked completely different. He had a different character, and I applaud him for that. I love it.
But he was called PCO back then too.
I remember him as Pierre Carl Ouellette or Carl Ouellette,
and
AKA PCO.
Yeah.
But I never remembered him as it abbreviated as that. So.
But yeah, they won the Royal Rumble.
It was always the long edition. So yeah.
Yeah. The first match of the tournament was Flip Gordon and Bandito defeated Stuka Jr. and Guerrero Maya Jr.
Yeah, Flip's locked up for a while too.
It's a little weird because Bandito's part of Lifeblood, and they put him with Flip, who isn't a part of a faction.
Bandito's only there until he only signed a 1-year deal though, so he's up at the end of this year.
Yeah,
but I will give this, like, the Crockett Cup this much. They invited everybody from every fucking promotion.
And that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
In the
Like
yeah.
that, they did it kind of like better than New Japan in the sense where they got everybody from every promotion, ROH, fucking it, former Impact mofos, ROH, NWA, you name it, they were there. So I will give them that. Hell, even the cats that are still under contract with Lucha Underground, but but they still the representation was really good.
Well, right
Flippin' Bandit.
They need each other. Impact and NWA, they need that talent exchange to kind of survive.
I think the most valuable like talent exchange or partnership, in my opinion, would be, as it makes its first show, AEW and Impact. I think they have the most to gain from each other, in my opinion, because of the talent.
Are they doing talent exchange at this point?
Impact has in my opinion, has a way better talent pool than ROH.
But they're not doing talent exchange with anybody at this time.
Yeah, you can make the argument now that they have that better.
I think it's head and shoulders above ROH right now.
Yeah, I think you
can
make that argument.
All them left.
Since the Bucks and them left, it's
and
totally
now
different.
Martin's gone, right? So.
Yep. The next match the Crockett
Well, he's
Cup.
still wrestling a few matches. I think he was in the one of the NWA matches, if I'm not mistaken.
Next match of the Crockett Cup, Royce Isaac and Thomas Latimer defeated Crimson and Jack Dane.
Yeah, Crimson's still wrestling. Fuck.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I knew last year he was. There was a vignette and he wrestled. I believe he wrestled Nick. Nick for the NWA.
Did you guys ever see the match between Heidenreich and Alabama Doink?
What? Say that again?
Have you ever seen the match between Heidenreich and Alabama Doink?
No.
Well, it's in the parking lot of a Golden Corral. It's fucking hilarious.
Was it WWE produced or not?
Huh?
What, was it an independent thing?
Just YouTube Alabama Doink Golden Corral, and it will come up.
Got it.
All right, I will check that out.
I will after the show.
Yeah, this one is just like a guy to get the heel over. I mean, Bram is going to be Bram. I mean, that's just how it is with him. And of course, Crimson wasn't going to go over. Crimson was the vet to give and the way that they won it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just shows you like it was just to get heat on them, pretty much in a sense. But
this was probably the highlight of the night. The Briscoe brothers defeated the Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton and Bobby Gibson.
Yes. Oh, I saw that match. Now that match. They still got it.
Not only are they alive, they're wrestling.
They should be in retirement homes.
And one of them did a Hana Karana. I'm not finishing up here.
And the suicide dive.
Up their home. Like,
if you've done it before,
fuck that.
But if you're a wrestler and you've done it before, it's kind of like getting on the bike no matter how old you are. If you've done it before, you can do it again. It's like learning how to jump back on the bike, basically. Even if
I'm going to
cut on legs.
It's just amazing that they could have an awesome match with the Briscoes in 2019.
Well, that's because of the Briscoes. That's the other party. Yeah, that's because of the other tag team. If the Rock and Roll has a good match, that's the favor of the team who has the match with them. I mean, if you can make a good match with those old guys, that shows that you have it.
The Rock and Roll Express held their own. I'm gonna say.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Is call out these motherfuckers who say that the Rock and Roll Express is too old, but they keep begging for the fucking Undertaker to come back every fucking year. That's who I'm gonna.
Okay, you know what? I'm not one of those guys, so that's okay with me. I'm not one of those guys.
Because you see what I'm saying? I'm calling out all the bastards because this show is like, they can still go, but a tag team match is different than a singles match because each person can rest and kind of
And
And you
Yeah,
can build
yeah.
you can build in you know, the hot tag that comes up that you can't
Yeah,
do
the
in your
hot
single
tag and all
right.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fall, you know, the false tag or the heel stomp when they're trying to get to the tag and you stop them right before he tags, all that stuff. Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
amazing to me that these guys are probably great
There's more
grandfathers at this point and still
you put
having
more psychology in it.
great
Tag match.
matches.
Sorry, go ahead.
But
Yeah.
this just also shows you the dark side where people can't quit and they don't have the capital and money to walk away, NBA player or NFL player.
Oh, come on, Coleco. Why'd you have to make it dark? This was a fun story.
Hey, if you've been watching Dark Side of the Ring,
thank you.
Man, that shit.
I've been the one shouting from the rooftops about paying not just wrestlers but people in this country.
I haven't had time to watch Dark Side of the Ring yet, but I'm gonna try and get to it.
It's not. I'm not talking about the Dark Side of the Ring. I'm just saying everyone deserves to be treated right by their employer. Just because there's a monopoly or they have more power doesn't mean they should abuse it. And I'll leave it at that.
Right. So I mean, but yeah, next match, PCO Brody King
defeated Kojima and Nagata.
You knew that.
Bunch of a couple old guys again.
Yeah, you knew good damn well who's gonna win that match.
Oh,
come on, man.
Right?
Like, oh god, you knew damn well who's gonna win that match. But it was also a good match to get them over, get some veteran guys, give them the experience, ring time.
Yeah.
Even though PCO's 138, but oh well.
And Brody King is the youngest guy in this match, and
sad.
You can only imagine what he's getting from teaming with PCO.
But he's getting experience. He's getting experience. He's getting rub. He's learning how to do psychology, angle. So he's getting a lot.
PCO, PCO is one of the last Attitude Era type guys with so much knowledge. If you can pick his brain, man, I think you're good.
Oh, without doubt. The next match, the NWA Women's Championship match, Allison Kay defeated Santana Garrett.
Santana Garrett is so fun. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This was probably one of the best women's matches I've seen outside of WWE in quite a while.
Santana Garrett.
But if y'all been paying attention, Sienna, or AKA Allison Kay, AKA AK-47, has been putting on good matches for a hot minute. Like and I'm glad that she got the exposure in the Mae Young
the Mae Young.
It was one. I think it was the second one.
So yeah, she got into the Mae Young Classic, which to me got her a little bit more exposure. She's one of those to me, she's almost kind of like trying to be the female Jericho going all over. Because right now she's in Japan, like fucking. Really? So she's one of those few that is willing to go company to company. She's probably been in damn near every company with the exception of ROH and maybe New Japan. But other than that, that's about it. Yeah. Like she's all over, and I think self-made brand. Santana as well. She's also another girl. Good way to get Allison over.
I'm sure it's out there, but I can't really find quality women's wrestling out there that isn't WWE. Hey, Ring of Honor has a women's division, but it's okay, and TNA has a really good women's roster, if I'm being honest. But
they do. They've always had a really good. They've always led the way in women's wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a pretty good one, but
they started it with the knockouts, in my opinion.
But to me, ROH, it's hit and miss because I feel like ROH is just trying to give everybody a shot.
Yeah.
When in actuality, to me, Tenille Dashwood should have been that division.
Thank you. I agree with you so much, bro. I agree with you so much there.
Impact, they have a lot of good girls, and they got the right person on top with Tessa.
I was just going to say, they made something more out of Tessa. Yeah, Tessa was great, but they made her the head bitch. They made her the you don't mess with Tessa Blanchard, and they made her look strong as she should, and they did it right.
and they did
Tessa Blanchard on the card. You know you want to see that match.
But
I mean,
Tessa Blanchard were to sign, say, a year ago, sign with someone different, and they mismanaged her. And now we might not even be talking about her. You know, it's all about management and how you as a character are managed. So
I mean, she was supposed to be with WWE, but I heard that she rubbed people wrong backstage and at NXT.
I don't have enough information. I've heard several things, but I don't. It seems like to me there's like so many things being said. In some way, it's the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Because the one thing they want Tessa to do is join the WWE so she could go with Charlotte and they can do their own little legit horsewomen. Right?
I think each person's side is skewed to favor what they think. You know, obviously. So yeah.
But to me, I think Tessa.
Are we going to talk about how the women's championship actually looked like a wristwatch? Because it was really small.
It was a throwback.
Okay,
it was a throwback. It was a throwback to the 50s.
But but here's the problem, and I don't have a problem. Let me clarify. I have no problem with this at all. I am not like this. But as you know, Coleco and James, you know that there are a lot of social justice warriors that'll say, "Oh, well, because they don't care about history. That's how it used to look like. What they'll say is, oh, because you made the belt smaller, you're making women smaller," or some crap like that.
Nah, I mean, to me,
no, I'm just saying. I've heard it for so many, for the last few years. It's making me sick. Shit like that.
Nah, to me, it was a throwback. Sienna.
Yeah, me too. I saw the throwback. A lot of people don't know the history. You know what I mean?
I didn't have an issue with it. It was just like. And obviously they don't have the budget, but
I'm just saying.
No, it's not even. I don't think it's the budget. I just think it was just more of a. Because, I mean, what's the difference between that and the WWE Women's Championship in the 1980s? It was really no different.
There wasn't a
and it was just pretty much a total throwback. It was literally a total throwback. Now, Alice said that she actually likes the title. For the record, she said she likes the title. They're willing to change it for her if she sees it fit. So there's nothing wrong with that, right? I just think people get, like I said, binary and stuff instead of just play out.
I just want to say I wasn't shitting on the belt. I was just
I know.
A general comment.
Oh no! I know you weren't shitting on it, but
I wasn't either. I was telling you those social justice warriors how they might see it and perceive it.
Right. But I'm just informing.
Stupid.
And I think that's stupid. Right. I agree. I liked it. I remembered the old style belts, and to me, I was like, awesome.
Yeah, she sent me a video with the damn thing. I was like, oh, that's a nice looking title when you look it up close.
Who sent you the video?
Allison.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, she's cool as hell.
I haven't met her. Yeah, I haven't met her. So.
Oh yeah, she's cool. Yeah. But yeah, so she's willing to change it. But I mean, people just get over. I think it's just the instant gratification thing, and just let shit play.
Next matchup, Royce Isaac and Thomas Latimer defeated Flip Gordon and Bandito, getting to the finals.
Because you gotta have a heel. Face, motherfucker.
Goddamn.
My favorite video of all time is the famed drive-through 1993 drive-through.
I fucking love that video.
Of Cornette cussing out the Wendy's people.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And dude, in the back you hear Jericho just egging him on and trying to just being a troublemaker. It's great. But go ahead. Yeah.
And the funny part was Sonny and Chris Candido was actually
they were inside, and with one angle, for a split second, you can actually see it on the camera. You can see them standing in there. Yeah. Yep.
You can only imagine, we don't know those people.
Right. Yeah, no, Sonny Tammy even said that. She was like, Jim went off, and me and Chris just went don't know who they are. We just went along wow, they're crazy.
Okay, Okay, Crockett Cup semifinals, Brody King and PCO defeated the Briscoes by DQ. Well, of course they had to keep up this rivalry with the Briscoes and Villain Enterprises because it's a really hot gimmick at this point.
And
and also the Briscoes versus the GOD.
And it's dead on arrival. It's DOA. Yeah. It's a DOA gimmick because Marty's going to be his friends.
Yeah.
And the one good thing that I saw about, like, they had a video of the Briscoes promo after the DQ. I advise people to watch that. That was fucking
You know what? In my opinion, the Briscoes might be holding ROH together. If they leave, ROH might be F.
They are the glue. What the heck?
That's what I'm saying. I know.
If
they leave, I really think it's like Shitsville for this curtain.
I agree with
point, Coleco. Any Briscoes interview is worth listening to because they.
Oh yeah.
When they talk, you fucking listen because you know they have something cool to say.
Well, that's because they came from the kids of Jack. You know, they're Jack Briscoe's kids, bro. So.
No.
They're one of the Briscoes boys, weren't they?
No.
They're not. I thought this whole time they were related to Jack Briscoe.
No, they are from by God, Sandy Fork, Delaware.
Okay. I don't know as much of them as I should compared because I'm not a big for some reason I've never gone on ROH TV. I like the old style, like before. I was big from 2008 to 2011. I was big into TNA. I'd watch TNA over WWE at that time.
Yeah, but unfortunately they dipped.
Well, that was because they brought in Eric Bischoff and Hogan to bring back all the old guys and shit on the product that they had. They had AJ Styles, they had Samoa Joe, they had all these names that are in WWE now that they could, Kurt Angle, that they could have made a serious run with. They just didn't use the pieces right.
Yeah, if only they would have went with Joey Ryan and put him over as champion.
They were the first. They were there you go, Joey Ryan, and they were the first ones to discover the Young Bucks, and they cut their hair and call them Generation Me. That's a Vince Russo move right there. God.
Well, that's another conversation for another time.
Sorry.
NWA National title match. Colt Cabana defeated Willie Mack.
These things we talk about have so many side streets you can go on. My bad.
Yeah.
Colt Cabana, I think he deserved that. I think he deserved it.
It's overdue, in my opinion. He's the workhorse of the independent scene. He in my opinion, if the independent scene had a mascot, it's Colt Cabana.
It's so funny I think it seems like he wrestles everywhere except ROH.
He even wrestles like 10 seat like little gyms, bro. He wrestles really small shows still. Yeah.
Well, I think the precedent is for this title to be defended all over. So he's going to defend it all over.
Yeah, I think that's
the same way Willie Mack did. So
right.
But I just think Colt Cabana is a bigger name, a self-made man, and if anybody else deserved it, it's him. So.
But Willie Mack had a good run with it, and it helped get his name out there because he's a great talent.
Exactly, he's another great talent that just never gets.
He's an up and comer. His name will be up there.
I heard that Willie Mack doesn't work out that much.
Well, what do you think? Look at his stomach, man.
Yeah, but for him to move that way and
it's kind of like Kevin Owens. If you're naturally athletic, you don't like working out. Some people don't like that.
Yeah, and to move like that and not work out, it's amazing.
Right. Some people, I know people like that, where it comes natural to them, so they don't need to maintain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we call those people bastards.
Assholes.
I don't know about that. Yeah. I got a lot of friends like that. So.
After the match, somebody that crawled from underneath a
rock,
said that, James Storm came back. Like, fucking wow. Haven't seen this guy forever.
Yeah.
It's like, where's Walden?
But since TNA, yep. Since you left TNA.
I still remember, sorry about your damn luck, so.
Sorry about your damn luck. Yeah, that was classic. Had he done that in WWE, he would be a household name.
Well, he was only there for a cup of coffee.
If they had done it right, if they had pressed that like the way he said it, the way he did it, the way he delivered it, his drunk gimmick, the one hat. If they did Beer Money in WWE, I think it would have worked.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, they got that too, and AJ Styles and Elias was practically James Storm. But anywho's, but James Storm's coming out. I mean, that lets you know it's going to be a Colt Cabana James Storm match. So
yeah.
You know where that's going.
Which we haven't seen before ever.
Yeah, that's the good thing about like some of these matches, like things that you just never seen before.
Yeah, it seems like James Storm's been out of the mix so long that it's like brand new matches for him.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he's supposed to be doing a tag team with Billy Gunn called Beer Muscles or something.
Oh God, please don't.
No, I mean, I saw the video, so I mean.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I predicted, even before we were even talking about James Storm being back in wrestling, I predicted he's going to AEW, so that sounds about right.
I mean, he would want creative control, so
I mean, not now, but eventually, maybe. He might be there at all
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing, yeah. If I had to guess, it probably won't be until the TV season, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But we'll see. He's not a huge name like he used to be, so. He's not one of those names like Jon Moxley that would pop people immediately to their TV,
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. So.
Next match, Crockett Cup Finals. Brody King and PCO defeated Royce Isaac and Dom Lattimore. And wow, these it seems like Brody King and PCO, they strapped the rocket to these guys' asses because they have literally won like everything in a short amount of time.
PCO, at least PCO deserves it. PCO for sure deserves it.
Well, why doesn't Brody King deserve
it? He impressed me. His story is amazing. He completely redefined and repackaged himself on his own in a new gimmick that he had been known for over 20 years and then made himself new again. That is unique, in my opinion, and I respect it. Like Coleco respects the hustle of people. To me, that's a hustle I respect.
Yeah, and plus it's like the mentor-mentee championship team.
Exactly.
That they can break up 2 years later.
Well, that's being generous to them. 2 years, shit, with ROH. They don't think that far ahead.
I mean, they do a little bit. I'll give them a little credit.
It's still
not on the level they should, but
they're an awesome tag team, and it's a much respect that they're getting all of this success. I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to make new people. You got to make new people.
Oh yeah.
Build them up.
Yeah. Okay, every year that goes by, the veterans are getting older, and the new guys are becoming more in season. So it's a never-ending progression. It's life. That's how life is. So you got to build those new guys up and give them time to shine, because soon enough, your big name guys, so to speak, whatever company it is, they're gonna be not as able to compete and do the things they used to, and those other guys are going to have that fire, and if you don't build them up to be as strong as they should be, then you got a problem. That's what WWE's facing right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, I think WWE's facing a bigger problem where they got these top guys and it's the rotation thing.
Let me clarify. That's one of their problems that they have.
Yeah,
that's a huge.
We're talking about all of WWE's problems. We would be here all night.
It's not the only one by any means.
Yeah. NWA heavyweight title match: Nick Aldis with Camille, talking about a good-looking woman there, defeated Marty Scurll, and this was actually a really good match.
Oh yeah, this was like, to me, this was like the match of the night.
Yeah, and isn't that how it's supposed to be? The main event is the main event.
Yeah, and Marty got some color.
Yeah, no, Nick got color.
Oh no, it was Nick. Yeah, right. Nick got the color, but it was everything a heavyweight match should be. I mean, it also let me know that Marty's going to get a little bit further in the juniors in New Japan. Yeah, because like I said last week, the result of this match hinders how he was going to do in the junior heavyweight tournament in New Japan. So.
Yeah.
And that tells me that the Young Bucks and AEW already have something behind the scenes working with NJPW. If Marty can do that and work, if he shows up at All In, but yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised because I mean, the Bucks built that rapport.
Right.
The Bucks were
and
smart.
Kenny, especially Kenny mainly. He has the real connection with guys.
Kenny has a real connection, but the Bucks were smart enough to be like, "Yo,
right.
sign both."
Right.
Yeah.
And I think with them signing with both kind of started that bridge.
Yeah.
So where they could.
Well,
yeah,
New Japan's gonna want to keep that bridge open with Kenny Omega because he's a big name and they want to continue working with him. So they don't want.
And they put all that.
Well, not just Kenny Omega. They want that with Jericho. They want that with the other guys.
But Jericho already said that he
Southern
was going to
SoCal Uncensored would love to go back to Japan. They all want to go back to Japan. You know. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's beneficial for all parties involved. I just think it's going to take time. It's just going to take time for Gato and them to understand that they're not their competitors. They're not going after them. They can work together and that they can benefit from each other.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that WWE is Thanos and everyone else is the Avengers?
Pretty much, man. Let's just hope I don't want to do a spoiler.
No spoilers.
I was going to do this. Yeah, okay. But that sucks because I had a really good joke.
I will kill this video chat right now if there are spoilers.
No, I'm not going to give a spoiler. I said, I joke because of it. Yeah.
Somebody posted the movie on Facebook already. How have you not?
God, how did that not get taken down in copyright?
Hey, we got connection. We make a way.
All right, that was the Crockett Cup. I think that they're doing. They're trying things. They're trying to get back up there. Billy Corgan is anyway.
Oh, real quick. I thought for a second that Marty Scurll might have won and led to a rematch at Double or Nothing. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
but I think
like,
they viewed that with.
Yeah, Marty's losing
but the rematch wasn't on All In. The rematch was, I think. Well, I might be wrong. Was the rematch after All In? Yeah, it was after the first year. Okay, so yeah. Okay, All In was the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but yeah, like you said, Billy Corgan, he got the pockets. He's got the name that can get people to come into the room and talk the money.
But he's a musician in the wrestling business.
You know. True, but he also lets the people run it. It's not like he's trying.
Yeah, that's true. That he doesn't try to mismanage it. He gets it. He listens to the people. Like if there's a Dutch Mantel, he would listen. Like he did when he was with Impact. He listened to Dutch a lot, and he listened to people like that who knew.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I give him credit for that. I do.
But they are growing slowly, way slowly. You could watch Hollywood NWA wrestling on in Hollywood Saturdays at 3 o'clock where I am.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't get that up here, but I've seen it. I've seen on the internet.
Yeah. So right now, NWA is not really a threat to anybody. So having like Ring of Honor guys and New Japan guys is actually a good thing for them.
Yeah, real quick. This is off topic, but real quick while I've got it on my head. Where you guys live down there? Wasn't that the old territory where Playboy Buddy Rose grew to like where he came up? Or not Playboy Buddy Rose, but Nature Boy, the first Nature Boy.
Buddy Rogers?
Yeah, Buddy Rogers. Or one of those guys. Didn't he start down there in the Hollywood wrestling? Like when it was territory?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I'm from Georgia.
That's right.
So all I know is Georgia Championship
it's one
Championship
of those, one of those guys started.
That I to you all day. That Jerry Lawler shit, we own it like hot sauce.
I give you that. There was back then, you're right. There was too many territories to take. Give attention to. But real quick, yeah, I lived with me in Northern California, like before. I remember, like when I was 3, with no WWE around here. It was either WWE, AWA, or the Don Owens with Roddy Piper stuff in Oregon and Washington.
Mm,
Yeah. And that was I like that stuff. I like Don Owens. Yeah.
See that was different for me because it was NWA, USWA.
Right. Yeah.
A little bit of WWE because the cable.
Well, but all USWA, all USWA was NWA Memphis and turned into USWA. Really.
Yeah, between them and like Dallas, them in Texas,
Right.
can
Yeah.
have like a little relationship. So I get it.
The Bill Watts era, and
Yep.
All right,
The Jarretts.
I think we'll wrap it up from here. If you like the show, please like, subscribe, and comment. You can reach any of us on Coleco and Mitch on Twitter. If you guys give out your Twitter handles now.
Well, I am Coleco, so you can at me about this Lio Rush thing all day long.
And to reach me, you just hit me up at Mitch Mayhem X.
And I don't have Twitter, but I do have. I'm on Reddit, so you could. I'm James J777 there. I haven't got any messages, so.
It goes down in Reddit though.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I laughed. It's dirty in Reddit, man.
Yeah. Reddit's a rabbit hole.
It's not for the faint of hearted. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Like Alice in Wonderland over there.
Oh, you can go deep down there if you choose to. Yeah, you can get lost. You can get lost in that hole.
My search stays at the wrestling stuff on there. Anyway. This has, as always, I am James J with Coleco Yachtsmith Mayhem, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.